Good morning. If only I could weaponize sheer malice. I could make you the most dangerous being in existence. It's really quite impressive how much hatred you can pack into a glare. Hold on to that hatred. I love it. It's so pure, so vivid. It will be just as important to your transformation as any modifications I could make. Speaking of which, you could probably guess that I've completed my preparations. Today, you will cast aside the shackles of humanity and ascend. You'll become the greatest of my creations, my crowning achievement. Now, let's move you to the operating table. As before, you'll be paralyzed, so you can't do anything that might ruin the procedure. Don't worry, I won't stifle you forever. Once everything is properly set up, I'll set you free. I'd love to see you attempt to kill me again. I just need you to be finished first. There. Comfortable? No, of course not. But that hardly matters. You'll hardly be thinking about whether or not the table is too hard or too cold once I start cutting into you. I won't be using much anesthesia this time, I'm afraid. It would interfere with some of my modifications. But I do have some good news. I was so inspired when I was coming up with ideas on what to turn you into that I couldn't settle on just one, so I came up with 3 sets of modifications. I'll give you the liberty of choosing which one I use. Let me go over them with you, and then I'll unparalyze you, just long enough to tell me which one you want. First, we have what I'd consider the classic model for a monster, focusing on raw, brute strength. You'll be pumped full of all sorts of muscle-enhancing chemicals, and I'll graft in some homegrown muscle tissue for you. Oh, and of course, I'll give you a brand new arm to replace your missing one. Aside from that, you'll receive a thicker skin, some extra organs for redundancy, and an enhanced adrenaline response. I could also add in some optional attachments, such as spikes or blades. I even have some modular tails with all sorts of interesting weapons. All this extra tissue will have a bit of a negative effect on your brain, though. I'll need to devote more of your neurons to controlling them, which might bump your IQ down a few points. But just think of the power you'll have. And if that's not quite your style, I have a stealthier option as well. This set still has plenty of muscle grafts, but I'll mostly be replacing your muscles with faster, more precise tissue, rather than adding on to it. The really interesting thing, though, would be the addition of biomimetic skin. You would be able to change the color and texture of it to blend into your surroundings. I'd also give you a few extra joints in your bones, allowing you to slip through tight spaces and twist out of any restraints. Oh, and naturally this all comes with enhanced senses and razor-sharp claws. Finally, I have a more unconventional option. Though naturally both the previous options grant you protection from bullets via tougher body and improved healing, you are forced to close the distance and engage in melee. This last set gives you a variety of long-range options to deal with your opposition from afar. Natural nozzles at the back of your throat can hurl acid or other substances stored in a sack around your neck over 150 feet. This also comes with poison-laced needles that can be shot via muscle contractions and a wide range of sonic attacks. I'm extremely proud of all of them. Go ahead, choose whichever one you want. Aren't you... apologies. You can't talk yet. One moment. Alright, now, which one did you... Oh, come now. Of course that's not an option. I'm not just letting you go. And why would you want me to? You're only alive because of my device. Letting you go would essentially entail me dropping you outside my lair to slowly bleed to death. Heavens no, it would be a waste of my time and talents to try and return you to your boring human self. Could restore your body's functions, of course, but making you look normal again is off the table. I've only ever done mere cosmetic surgery once, and I've always regretted it. And, on top of all that, I don't need someone running around telling people my secrets. Don't try and tell me you wouldn't. You absolutely would. And why would you deny yourself this opportunity? Why in the world would you not want to be more than you were before? People would kill for this kind of power. That's your only shot at revenge. You'd never be able to kill me without a monster's power. How disappointing. They were so bold and fiery before. I hate to see you beg like this. Oh well, I'm sure after your transformation, you'll be burning with rage once more. I tell you what, since you refuse to choose a set, I'll give you a little bit from each. Once you've settled into your new self, you can request one of the full sets instead. I can alter you as many times as you like. Now, no complaints. I'm turning your voice back off so I can work. To start, I'll place this little organ package inside your torso. Thankfully, it's already opened up for me. This will replace the function of all of the organs you're missing, plus a few extra perks. And I'll also attach these homegrown limbs to replace your missing ones. These are modular. We can swap them out fairly easily. I have some creative options we can try out eventually. First, we plug in a base. This will be a bit painful with the needles. Just a moment. There. With these bases, swapping out limbs will be a breeze. We can hook those up later. Let's see here. Maybe I'll just give you a bit of the extra muscle grafts, plus the muscle replacements. That should give you a nice combination of power and precision. Just an injection here and there. I have nanobots that will do most of the reconstruction. No need for incisions. Oh, that heart rate. I imagine it must hurt terribly. Don't worry, I'll get you more painkillers as soon as the procedure is complete. Now, for some additions to the skin. I'll give you the thicker skin, but inject in some chromatophores. That will give you some mild color changing ability, but you won't be able to change the texture. Oh, and I'll give you some patches of poison needles over your forearms. These are interesting. I can just place these patches of artificially grown skin, and they'll adhere to the old skin. Over the course of a few days, they'll absorb and merge with your skin, becoming permanent. Elegant, isn't it? What else? How about the sonic attack? I'll give you the basic version. It'll be good enough to deafen anyone within a few yards of you. Just another injection in the throat here. We'll do the claws and some spikes as well. Some injections straight into the bone at each location, and they'll grow within a week or so. Oh, and the tail, of course. This one's easy. It's a lot like the limb replacements. I just take this base here and push the needle in until it reaches your tailbone, and it will integrate with your spinal cord. Then you can switch out different tail attachments with minimal hassle. Here we go. Finally, I'll give you those enhanced senses. That will require more actual surgery, but fortunately for you, that can all be done while you're unconscious. No need for you to watch your own eyes be removed. Don't worry. A bit of trauma is good for a monster, but I don't want to give you too much. Now, I do believe that is everything. I'm going to put you back into stasis shortly. After you wake up, the procedure will be complete. Everything will have grown in, and you'll be able to start testing your new body. Isn't it exciting? Let me just take a look at your vitals. Heart rate is erratic, but that's to be expected. Nothing beyond my predictions. Breathing is heavy, but stable. Your immune system doesn't seem to be rejecting the grafts or the nanobots so far. But I am seeing some irregularities with nervous system integration. Hopefully that will level out, but I'll need to keep a close eye on it. Overall, this is all extremely promising. You're a marvelous test subject. And to think, I was just going to harvest a few body parts and turn you into mincemeat. What a waste that would have been. I'll put you back into stasis. Congratulations. You are now officially the newest of my creations. I look forward to seeing what you grow up to be.